Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and happy Friday. Thank you for tuning in tonight to the Doc Watkins Show. My name is Doc Watkins, and that's Brandon Guerra back there on the drums, Mike Porter on the bass. We've got a great evening of music ahead for you tonight. Our special guest is back by popular demand, the incomparable operatic tenor, Mr. Rafael Moras. We're going to get to some great music in just a moment, but first, let's have a look at the JazzTexas news. A life-size statue of Soundgarden frontman Chris Cornell has been vandalized outside the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle. No word on the motive of the suspect, Eddie Vedder. The officials told the Seattle Times that the statue was covered with a white substance, and by white substance, apparently the Seattle Police Department has never seen cocaine. Washington Nationals pitcher Steven Strasburg will have season-ending surgery to correct carpal tunnel in his right hand. Meanwhile, several Houston Astros pitchers announced they are suffering carpal tunnel due to repeatedly banging on trash cans. Formally, the Nationals moved Strasburg to the 60-day injured list as opposed to the last-place Pittsburgh Pirates, who moved their entire starting lineup to the 60-day playing like crap list. The celestial object known as the 2018 VP1 is projected to come close to Earth on November 2nd, according to the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. You can read all about this and more in the newest issue of Who Gives a Rat's Ass Monthly. 98-year-old TV producer Norman Lear has just become the oldest person ever to be nominated for or to win an Emmy Award. Lear's so old that when he was first nominated, television wasn't even invented yet, and people wanted his show and wanted to watch his show on an Etch-a-Sketch. And finally, an apple tree, thought to be the oldest in the Pacific Northwest, has died recently at 194 years of age. According to the coroner, the cause of death was that the apple didn't fall far enough from the tree. The apple tree is survived by his wife, Granny Smith, his son, Red Delicious, and his daughter, Pink Lady. Funeral services for the apple tree will be held at a private ceremony at the Lumber Yard of Portland. For most of its career, the apple tree worked at a local bank until the bank closed and was forced to open its own branch. A memorial service for the apple tree will be held later this month and will feature a live performance by The Roots. That's it for the JazzTexas News. And now to the music, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Before we start, I'd like to offer a toast to all those who are tuning in this evening with us. Happy Friday, everybody. And especially thank you to those who have ordered food and drinks from JazzTexas. We've got curbside and delivery now, so thank you for dining with us and for tuning in to the closest thing we can get to a real JazzTexas experience during these times. Everybody, cheers. You can support JazzTexas using the links in the description here in the video. Many of you have asked over the last weeks how you can support the club. We'd appreciate you doing so. Just, order some food, drinks from us, enjoy dinner, from JazzTexas once a week or more. And if you'd like to donate, there are links available that you can do that to help us get through these times. So we'd like to start things off with an old Duke Ellington tune entitled In a Mellow Tone. That's in a mellow tone by the great Duke Ellington. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to give a big shout out to Caitlin Hill back there running the soundboard. She's our audio engineer, and also running the video cameras, Mr. Chris Zients.
Science!
With Wizard Broadcasting. Thank you guys for everything you're doing. Also, we want to give a big shout out to our media sponsor, KRTU 91.7. It turns out that without these guys, we could never do what we're doing. And it also turns out that in the radio world, all you have to do sometimes is take the vowel, which often occurs at the end of the four-letter phrase, and move it in, and you can create fun little words. So KRTU could become Kurt 91.7. It could also become Turk 91.7, in which you could listen to Turkish music all day long. That would be kind of a different thing, and frankly, we don't really know how Turkish music goes, but I could imagine driving down 281 saying, "Hi, you're listening to the Turk 91.7. Thank you for tuning in." Needless to say, the U is at the end in this case, so it is KRTU and not the Kurt or the Turk. So thank you guys for everything you're doing. Sometimes it's just nice to clarify. Okay, what's next? Right, guys? Yeah. Okay, so happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a good time. We'd like to do a tune now for you. We haven't played in a long time, since long before the quarantine, and we'd like to honor the great Bill Withers, who passed away in 2020 this year. This is one of his most famous tunes called Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. It's going to start out with a little drum beat by the great Brandon Guerra. Thank you very much, everybody. That's Ain't No Sunshine While She's Gone by the great Bill Withers. Thank you. My special guest tonight is back by popular demand. We had him on the show just a few weeks ago. He's an acclaimed operatic tenor. He was a top protege of the legendary Placido Domingo. Originally from San Antonio, Texas, he's been crushing it all over the opera world with recent debuts with the Houston Grand Opera, the Dallas Opera, the Los Angeles Opera, the Los Angeles Philharmonic, and he even performed once with Doc Watkins. He also has been featured in HBO's documentary Masterclass with Placido Domingo. He has an intense fascination with the world of superheroes, and we're honored to have him on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Rafael Moras.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for having me back, Doc.
For those of our viewers who were not tuned in to the last time you came on, about 6 weeks ago, tell us about the superheroes.
Oh, man. Well, you know, being a tenor, it's a little bit like walking a tightrope, you know? If you mess up the high note, it's almost like you might as well not get paid. You either get booed or you don't get remembered very fondly. And so I think sometimes you need a little bit of that super heroic bravery and courage to step on stage and do it anyway and have a good time, just like you guys, just killing it up there. That was beautiful, that Withers tune right before this. But I don't know, ever since I was a little kid, Spider-Man and Superman, I read comics every week, and it's, other than opera, it might be my favorite medium in which to tell stories, so.
And superheroes, I understand, don't get paid, is that correct?
Yeah, let's see, what's the old, the old jazz standard, the Spider-Man cartoon, remember that from the 1960s?
I don't.
Yeah, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Yeah, Miles Davis.
About him not getting paid. Now I'm blanking out, but yeah, Peter Parker's always broke, and
yeah, he's always broke.
Most musicians. So.
Yeah, that's why they say that being a superhero is like being a jazz musician and vice versa, and you can put the operatic category, especially these days, right in that little Venn diagram, as they say.
Yeah, unfortunately, but hey, we're doing well, and I'm so happy to be here in my hometown, from over here in beautiful Houston.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, the superhero thing, as long as I've known you, which has been at least 10 years, you've always loved superheroes, and you love to make jokes. You make your own graphics about superheroes, and please, to all our viewers, please check out Raphael's, not just his website, but his Instagram, where you're going to find some great, he came up with some great, it was Quarantine's Tenor was the name of the magazine that you created. And it's a totally fictitious world, and I'm totally into anybody that loves to create their own universe. And Raphael, you've done it as well as anybody else. And the last one I saw was you were singing an operatic solo, and there was a Tyrannosaurus Rex who was conducting, something like that, right?
That's right. That's right. He's a tough maestro, really tough.
Yeah. Do you ever just feel like a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Well, that's kind of a sore point, Doc, I got to tell you.
Especially these days. No, I love it. I love the superhero thing because, our whole thing, we like to pretend like we're outlaws, and we probably will be by the end of this quarantine thing with all the past due bills that we have. And I'm sure we're breaking all kinds of laws that have been invented by our creditors. But in any case, like my Instagram handle is Outlaw Jazz because I love the idea. I love the idea of the outlaw because, outlaws are not criminals per se. They're people that are outside of the law and they do things by their own rules and they do things their own way. Much like Peter Parker, who wouldn't have taken the bird scooter, he would have just suctioned himself to the walls of the building and done it that way. So I'm appreciative.
That's right. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Doc. My Instagram handle is @Rafael Moras Tenor. It's not that exciting, by the way. But I think you hit the nail on the head. The outlaw aspect. I think superheroes, the superhero genre, if you will, because comics can, they can be everything from Peanuts to Charlie Brown to Spider-Man to a detective noir story, right? But I think that the ethos of every great superhero story, no matter what flavor of the week or year or whatever it may be, it's be the best version of yourself. And sometimes, hey, that can mean, not coloring right inside the lines, and that's where the outlaw part comes in, I think.
Well, I aspire to be the best version of you. So I don't know what
Oh, no.
But let's talk about some music, because the reason you're the first repeat guest that we've had on the show after almost 30 episodes, and the reason that we brought you on was not because, I just want to be clear, was not because we ran out of guests. I've got Dave Letterman and Brad Pitt and the Queen of England waiting in the wings, but I was like, no, Raphael first, because of the superhero thing. And also, number two, the reason I wanted you to come back so badly, and when I texted you the other day, I was so glad that you were gracious enough to come back on the show, is that a few weeks ago, my buddy Adam Carrillo, who plays saxophone, came on the show, and he played Maria by Leonard Bernstein, or Bernstein. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I was obsessed with this tune. I hadn't heard it in years. And I remember that you had played in West Side Story and sang Maria back in high school. And I've been walking around the house every day singing Maria and playing Maria on the piano. And I thought, how cool would it be after having, we had Adam just a few days ago for our anniversary party, come back and play Maria. And I thought, how cool would it be to get Raphael back on the show and to sing Maria for everybody. And then we're going to play our version of Maria as a jazz trio so people can see how these great tunes transcend all genres, all styles, whether there's lyrics or not. If it's a great tune, it stands up no matter what, unless you're, what's his name, the guy that, the country singer guy that we always make fun of. Not Kawhi Leonard, but Keith Urban. Keith Urban is the only guy that could not cover, Maria. He would wreck it, and we all, but that's another, that's the next time you come on the show, we'll talk about Keith. In any case.
You got it.
So before you sing Maria, I've talked way too much, I know, but tell us about how you came to this part in West Side Story. Tell us about when and how you learned to sing this song.
Yeah, sure. So when I was a kid, I grew up with a lot of zarzuela, which is like the Spanish operetta or musical theater of Spain.
You taught me zarzuela, by the way.
Hey, well, that's right. That's right. When we first teamed up, and you killed it back then, Doc. I mean, and I'm sure you still can today. I remember, my dad, who's got that music in his blood, he was like, man, he came in and it's like he wrote it. You did it beautifully. I hope we get to do it again someday soon in person. But anyways, so I had that love thanks to my folks, thanks to my family growing up with it. And long story short, when I was in high school, I was really working hard, had a big love for choir and just for singing. Didn't know if I wanted to, that I wanted to pursue it as a vocation yet, really. I got cast as probably the most Hispanic-looking pony in West Side Story that you'll ever see. But I'm very grateful for it because it kind of changed my life. That was one of those moments where, in preparing for that role, first lead or principal role I'd ever had, that really cemented in my heart, hey, I think this is what I want to pursue as a life in music. And it ain't easy, but it's certainly worth it. So that's where I fell in love with Maria.
Wow. I absolutely love that story. And I would love if you would sing Maria for us.
Sure. A most beautiful sound I ever heard. Maria, 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 Maria. All the beautiful sounds of the world in a single word. Maria, 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 Maria. just met a girl named Maria, and suddenly that name will never be the same to me. Maria, I just kissed a girl named Maria, and suddenly I found how wonderful a sound can be. Maria, say it loud, and there's music playing. Say it soft, and it's almost like praying. Maria, I'll never stop saying, Maria, 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 say it loud, and there's music playing. Say it soft, and it's almost like praying. Maria, I'll never stop saying, Maria, the most beautiful sound I ever heard.
That's absolutely incredible, Raphael.
God bless you, Doc, and you and your whole team, and happy 4-year anniversary. Last night's show, or rather,
Whenever it was.
whenever it was, the quarantine time, I can't even remember. Was it last night? I don't remember. Whenever it was, last week, excuse me, but happy 4-year anniversary and many, many more to come. And I just want to say, Doc, and to all your incredible team and the amazing trio on stage, Chris behind the camera, you guys always make me feel at home. Your audience, even online, the warmth comes through, and God bless you guys. You guys are the best.
Thank you, Raphael. Well, don't leave us, because I want you to stay on the line with us, okay? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to play Maria, inspired by your performance now, as our jazz trio. And trust me, I'm not going to try to sing it. I'm not even going to pretend to go there. We're just going to do our instrumental version, because many people don't realize that this is how jazz started, which was to take great tunes that people heard on Broadway, or maybe they even heard in the symphony hall, or on the street, or in the bars, or whatever, and then instrumental musicians like us would improvise on those tunes and play our own version. And so we're going to do our version of Maria now. This is not a tune that jazz musicians normally play, but we'd like to give it a try. And this is something that's as authentic to jazz as anything from the 1930s or 40s. So stick around with us, and we'll see you in just a minute, okay? Raphael, where you at? Hey, man.
Wow.
So,
wow, that was...
Well, that was inspired by you, my friend, and you're the first person I ever heard sing that song, and we've known each other for a long time. And what I love about a great song like that is that here in the span of 10 minutes, without even being in the same city, we've been able to encompass, all the genres of the past 100 years, from opera to Broadway, musical theater to jazz, and so it's. I love hanging out with you, man, and talking with you and hearing you sing. You're one of the most talented and hardworking. And I hate the word talented, by the way. I only say that because that's just what people, there's no such thing as talent. You know what? You know that it's hard work, and your music is a gift, and you've worked harder than anybody I've ever known. And so you're one of the most special artists out there, and constantly an inspiration to me. And I cannot wait to see what you do with the rest of your career.
Doc, that means so much. You guys took my breath away with that beautiful rendition, and if I had even the tiniest bit of role to play in having the germ of that idea pop in your head, Doc, to come up with a beautiful take in that. You know, what is it? Maestro Bernstein, you know, they say rolling in their grave. He's doing the opposite. Whatever the exact opposite, you just, you know, he's, you know, you guys just killed it. It was beautiful.
So last question.
Thank you. I reciprocate all those sentiments, 1,000%.
Thank you, but let's get down to business. You just said Bernstein, and is it Bernstein or Bernstein? No one knows, right? I don't even think that he knew, and I think that explains a lot of the personal issues he dealt with on, you know, apart from the music. Was not, you know, you gotta, if you don't know what your name is, it's like Brandon Guerra, you know? Guerra, nobody knows. He doesn't. And I'm Doc Watson.
Hey, well,
I mean, who knows?
Well, hey, I'll throw another wrinkle in there. Is it Bernstein, Bernstein, or Bernstein, or Bernstein?
I've heard that one.
I don't know.
Yeah, it gets very political very quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Maybe we should.
Well, in any case, what matters not is how you pronounce his name, but more so how you play his music. So, you know, the last thing I'll leave you with is I'll be sadly disappointed in your career, Raphael, if I don't at some point see you at least on the 37th story, you know, hanging from the windowsill in some kind of building in Manhattan with a beautiful babe under your arm, you know, and I know with your beautiful wife, Roxana, so she's going to have, I don't know if she has a fear of heights or not, but you got to do the superhero shoot one of these days. I would love to raise the money for you to do that so we can do a true Godzilla meets opera video shoot, and you'll be singing Roxana, I guess. 3 syllables, Maria, Roxana. It could work. Don't rule it out.
No, not at all. I'll do it on one condition. If you and the rest of the gang, all you awesome cats, we all team up, and it's the Avengers of Jazz and Opera. How about that?
Well, I am afraid of heights, and Brandon's afraid of everything. So.
Okay, scratch that then. That's
but
all
we
right.
are certifiably outlaws, and we just haven't figured out what that actually means yet.
So's Batman, you know. So that's all right. You're in good company.
Yeah, for sure. No, just have a nice safety net there for us, and cocktails at least by 4 p.m. and a nice little hotel suite, and we'll be there to do some of the roughest, toughest stuff you ever imagined. As long as we don't have to start before 11 a.m. and we're done by 4, we're good, baby. And no heights, no snakes, no alligators, no reptiles, no hot weather, no cold weather.
That's perfect. Right. I'm going to fit right in.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much, Raphael. You are the best, my man. Love you, and I'll see you soon. We'll play. We have 2021 tour coming up. You and I.
You got it. I'm there, Doc. Right back at you, and see you soon. Bye bye.
All right, man. See you, Raphael. That's Rafael Moras. You see what he has to put up with around here, everybody. One of the most amazing singers I've ever heard. And make sure and follow him at his website, which was up there the entire time. Also his Instagram, where you can find all the superhero stuff. Okay, we're going to play a little blues for you now. I'm completely lost in my pages here, so I'm just going to, at this point, we're off the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to play some blues. This is a Thelonious Monk tune entitled Straight No Chaser. It's going to start out with little drums from Brandon Guerra. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's Brandon Guerra back there on the drum solo, Mike Porter on the bass. My name is Doc Watkins, and you are listening to the Turk 91.7, where we play all Turkish music. If you don't know where that comes from, just back up about 30 minutes at the beginning of the show, and we explained everything. Thank you to our media sponsors, KRTU, which is only one letter. Actually, it's one letter over, and the first letter over, and the third letter over, and the back letter to the middle, and you would get the Turk. Hey. You know, we went to college, three of us, and oddly enough, we don't have any idea what Turkish music is really about. We know the Scots have the bagpipes. We know that the Japanese have the excellent renditions of American 80s cover bands, and we know that America has, jazz and a lot of other things, and, but we don't know anything about Turkish music. But check out the Turk 91.7, our new media sponsor, and you can see what that's all about, also known as KRTU. Fellas, thank you. Well, it's that time of year again, ladies and gentlemen. I know everybody's stuck inside right now. It's kind of a hot summer, trying to find things to do with your time, and we decided to create a new game for you, which you can play along with right there from the comfort of your own boudoir. So without further ado, let us play the board game. All right, well, you know how the board game works. We pick two famous people, both of whom are very boring. We compare and contrast them both, and I get to decide at the end of the game who's the biggest bore. So, tonight on the board game, who's more boring, a carrot or Carrot Top? Well, on the one hand, a carrot is a root vegetable, usually orange in color, that originated in Persia, although unlike Persian area rugs, you can't haggle over the price of a carrot. Just one carrot provides more than 200% of your daily requirement of vitamin A, which means you'll get 100% of your daily requirement if you don't eat any carrots at all. The carrot can be traced back 5,000 years when people first grew carrots as medicine, probably to avoid having to get a carrototomy. No one knows exactly when the first carrots appeared because people mistook them for parsnips, a close relative of the carrot. It's kind of like people who mistake Luke Wilson for Owen Wilson, a close relative. It is true that eating massive amounts of carrots can cause a person's skin to turn orangish. No official word yet on what is Donald Trump's favorite vegetable. Fascinating stuff. On the other hand, Carrot Top is a comedian and actor. Carrot Top grew up in Cocoa, Florida, and went to Cocoa High School. And his favorite warm beverage to drink before he goes on stage is, you guessed it, an Irish coffee. Of course, Carrot Top isn't his real name. His real name is Lettuce Head. Carrot Top starred in his own movie, Chairman of the Board, and for those of you who play the board game regularly, the word board definitely applies to watching Carrot Top in a movie. Carrot Top currently performs regularly in Las Vegas, although since the pandemic started, all of Carrot Top's shows have been postponed until further notice. Who says nothing good can come from the coronavirus? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a tough call, but if you had to pick who bores you the most, a carrot or Carrot Top, the correct answer is Carrot Top. Thank you for playing the board game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special musical treat for you on this next number. This is by special request. It's been a long time coming. Many of you, if you stayed around late enough at JazzTexas, you may have seen something like about what's about to happen here on the stage. And those of you who did stay around late enough have been requesting this over the last month, and so we'd like to dedicate it to all of y'all, especially to Yvonne and Alexis. We're going to play a beautiful tune entitled Moon River, and we have a little surprise for you on the piano. So without further ado, here goes. Thank you very much, everybody. That was Moon River, as played by Brandon Guerra and Mike Porter. What in the heck? I can't even figure out how this thing goes now. It's all screwed up. It's all fouled up. We're going to have to start the show over. Everybody stick around for another hour, okay? Okay, no, I think I got it here. All right, I think it just clips on like that. Okay. Well, thank you for sticking with us on this Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you especially that ordered curbside and or delivery from our kitchen and or our bar, thank you so much. Once again, there is a donations tab. If what you just heard wasn't bad enough, you can empty your life savings and just end it all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, we're going to leave you with one final tune. We want to encourage you to stick around and tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We have guest guitarist and vocalist, one of my favorite artists of all time, Mr. Devin Jones, is going to be joining us as our special guest. So we'd like to leave you with one final tune, Duke Ellington's Take the A Train, or for our friends in Canada, Take the Train, eh? Brandon Guerra on the drums. Mike Porter on the bass. Rafael Moras on the tenor, opera, vocalist. Caitlin Hill on the audio engineering. And on the video production, Mr. Chris Science. With Wizard Broadcasting. Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you to KRTU 91.7, the greatest media sponsor ever. Make sure and tune into them on your way to work in the morning, on your way home from work. They're the best. Thank you, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Devin Jones and the Uptown Stomp as our special guest. Thank you for tuning into the show, and good night.